Relative lull here in DeKalb County at this polling station. There was a line this morning, but of course a lot of early voting. This is the home of one of the most closely and bitterly fought governor's races in the country. The Republican Secretary of State, Brian Kemp, just in the last few days leveling allegations that the Democrats were trying to hack into the voter registration systems in the state. The Democrats, of course, denying that. Democratic former state legislator Stacey Abrams, meantime, accusing Kemp, who runs the state's election apparatus, of voter suppression. But the candidates are also talking about business competitiveness issues here in America's #7 state for business, based on our 2018 rankings. Kemp is saying that he will take a chainsaw to regulations. Stacey Abrams, who would be the nation's first African-American female governor, saying that this would be a way to make the state marketed as a more inclusive state, an area where the state loses points in our study. Of the 10 top states for business, 5 states with Republican governors, 5 states with Democratic governors. And take a look at the map. There are 36 states choosing governors tonight. Of those states, 26 are governed by Republicans. So Republicans have the most to lose, but Democrats have an uphill climb. The head of both parties' gubernatorial committees are saying that they're going into this with what they hope is a winning message.
What we've talked about is, let's look at the results. What states are the best rated as a place to invest? Where do we have the best educational outcomes?
We're going to restore democracy and jobs in America and get people health care. That's a winning message, and that's what we're going to do tonight.
In addition to the 36 governorships, 6,000 plus legislative seats, 160 statewide ballot initiatives, and $76 billion in state and local bond issues. That's the most in more than 10 years. Guys?
Hey, Scott, so many eyeballs on that Georgia race, but if neither Kemp nor Abrams get 50%, we go to a December runoff?
That is right. So this may not be over yet, and it is shaping up to be a very tight race, and so that could be what happens. So this battle is not necessarily over yet.
Scott, I wanted to ask you about another race, Wisconsin, where Scott Walker's in a tight, competitive race there to win re-election. Wall Street Journal's out with a story today that Foxconn may have to bring over workers from China in order to fill its factory in Racine County, Wisconsin. This is a situation where Walker had claimed this. It was supposed to be the legacy and something that he could brag about and win re-election, and instead he's barely mentioning it. Esquire just had a piece calling it a multi-generational boondoggle. Environmentalists are pushing back, and it looks like even a nonpartisan Legislative Fiscal Bureau in Wisconsin says it will take till 2045 for taxpayers to recoup this investment. How much is this playing a role in the governor's race in Wisconsin?
It's playing a big role, Contessa, and not the role that probably Scott Walker envisioned when this was first unveiled. I was just in Wisconsin last week and listening to the candidates' final arguments in the campaign ads. Tony Evers is a Democrat. He's talking about Foxconn. Scott Walker is not. The subsidies, $3 billion going in, were a record. Now we're talking it's closer to $4 billion. And there is a worker shortage in Wisconsin that we've talked about. So it is definitely an issue. It's a very tight race, and Evers, the Democrat, is actually seeking to use what was supposed to be a big feather in Scott Walker's cap against him.
So Scott Cohn, sounds like he's not changing his name to Foxconn anytime soon.
If he was, he's not doing it now, or at least he's putting it off for the time being.